My name is Anouk Pappers and I'm the founder of CoolBrands People. One of the many ways I look to inspire is by sharing the inspiration I find when talking to remarkable leaders from all over the world. I've been having multiple conversations with Keene Solomon about her passion for encouraging young people to acquire literacy in science, technology, engineering, math, or STEM fields. Linda is accomplished, polished and dynamic, with 30 years of leadership, managerial and board director experience working across the corporate, government and non-profit sectors. Most recently senior partner at a global consulting firm, she is now pursuing her lifelong calling to develop the next generation. I asked Linda if we can talk about her definition of STEM literacy and why it's so important to help young people enroll in STEM educational programs, even those who do not plan or desire to pursue a career or occupation in a STEM field. Linda responded by introducing me to Ayane Cotton, a young, diverse and dynamic millennial woman, as well as a recent college graduate, who's now pursuing her passion to become a fashion designer and entrepreneur. Linda, thank you for introducing me to Ayane. Ayane, what a true pleasure to meet you. STEM literacy, fashion and art design. Help me make sense of this.
Yeah. The STEM connection to fashion is so intuitive, Anouk. Well, on a more serious note, we are living in an ever-increasing digital and data-driven world. Science and technology advancements are impacting all facets of our society, and certainly occupations and jobs are continuing to be transformed and disrupted by this new digital era. A great example is Ayane's life passion, pursuing fashion and art. In so many ways, both of these fields require technology knowledge to stay on the leading edge. CAD/CAM drawings, 3D printing, two great examples. Especially if one wants to become an entrepreneur, even more important. A basic STEM literacy becomes a necessity to advance. Did I get that right, Ayane? Please do share your story.
Well, I have always had a passion for fashion and art and considered myself to be a designer and creative or artist. And it was only at the age of 21 did I realize that, like a paintbrush and a piece of clay, that code could be used as another tool in my toolbox. And up until age 21, I really had no interest in technology or STEM. I kind of thought I didn't have a programmer's brain, so to speak, in air quotes. And my only tie to technology was applying my creativity to help friends with the design of their websites or web pages in college. However, when I turned 25, everything changed. I realized I was living with my parents and not fully tapping into my creative potential or really making progress as a cultural worker who aspires to empower their community. But after speaking with friends, family members, and doing my own research, I recognized that I could learn technology to help empower my creative community. It was this realization that led me to sign up for a 3-month software engineering class. And honestly, my entire life and outlook changed as a result of everything I learned there. I realized there was no such thing as a programmer's brain, in air quotes, and the only thing that previously held me back was a lack of access to this education and representation of creative technologists. And my new skills really empowered me to create more and advance further in this practice and with this new tool in my toolbox.
That's an incredible and impressive story. As a Gen Xer, I must admit I would never have linked fashion design to STEM. But help me better understand what becoming literate in STEM entails. It seems fuzzy. Will young people, as well as people my age, understand this?
Let's start with the second part of your question first. Will young people and adults are young people at heart, Anouk, will they understand what STEM literacy means? Honestly, I'm not sure that most of us really understand what STEM means, let alone what becoming literate in STEM means. STEM certainly means a lot of different things to different people. That's really, in my mind, a large part of the challenge. We expect students to engage in a broad set of topics known as quote-unquote STEM, or known individually as science, technology, engineering, and math, when in fact, most students have absolutely no idea how these topics translate into everyday life or how these topics relate to their passions and their career interests. Why? Because honestly, it's not the focus of the current messaging associated with STEM. And often it's not adequately covered in STEM exposure programs. Robotics seems to be a key focus of many programs today, but topics such as the basics of why and how data is used in various job and career occupations doesn't seem to be front and center. Also, most parents don't truly understand the value of becoming STEM literate. For various reasons, they may have limited knowledge of STEM-related careers or believe STEM is a subject only for a select group of kids who want to and or have the potential to become scientists or engineers. So part of becoming STEM literate must be to get behind the words and the acronym STEM. As you will recall from previous discussions that we've had, my perspective is that STEM literate individuals can identify and use science, technology, engineering, and math concepts to understand and solve a variety of problems, as well as create and innovate with these concepts. So what does this mean for a young person? Getting back, Anouk, to the first part of your question. Well, for young people who have the confidence and support at home or in school via teachers, and already know they want to one day pursue a STEM-specific profession, they have a reason to actively engage in STEM-associated curriculums, and they are motivated to learn about STEM concepts. However, for the millions of students and young people throughout our country who are not interested in pursuing a STEM-related profession or occupation, or don't even know the acronym STEM, let alone what concepts are associated with science, technology, engineering, and math, literacy in STEM areas should become an important milestone for them, in my mind. I believe we need to encourage young people to understand that taking a STEM class doesn't mean necessarily that they are declaring their interests in a STEM field. Instead, every single young person today must become more prepared and ready to lead in the new digital era that we live in. It's real, it's here, and it's gonna stay around for quite a while. So, we'll need young kids to become certainly experts and specialists in STEM fields, but we also need every young person who wants to pursue any kind of passion or career interests outside of STEM occupations to become STEM literate, to be equipped with the knowledge and skills in STEM areas in order to be successful in whatever they choose to pursue. Again, it's about becoming great problem solvers, solution designers, and innovators. These capabilities, along with leadership, arts and humanities capabilities such as communication skills, team building, judgment, emotional intelligence, and other soft skills, will empower our next generation to thrive and achieve incredible results for their communities and the world at large. Our young people must develop new and different basic skill sets than Anouk, you and I developed, so that in the next 5 to 10 years, they're qualified for higher education programs, as well as the overall job market. We need many, many more young people to get excited and motivated and ultimately embrace STEM concepts. But we must meet them where they are and show them how these concepts are applied in areas they're interested in. The bottom line for me, I believe literacy in STEM is critical to economic development as well as individual and community well-being.
From my perspective, developing basic STEM literacy means not just being passive consumers of technology, right? But instead knowing how data is being used, knowing how apps are grasping and maintaining our attention, and ultimately being able to leverage technology and data to create. So not just consume, but also create, especially in our personal interest areas. I'm a huge advocate of small scale tech. And once I learned the basics of programming and data science, everything changed. I realized the basics of STEM are like not that hard, but we often make it hard with the way that it's taught. And young people, and mature adults too, can and should empower themselves personally and professionally through learning the basics of how tech applications work, how technology works, and how data is managed and stored. And I believe through learning the basics of STEM, one can not only empower themselves with a variety of career options, but also, more importantly, empower their community as a citizen.
Ayana, very powerful. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Linda, tell me how STEMbiotic Communities Inc. addresses the challenge of making sure that young people develop basic STEM literacy.
I think we need to work on a mind shift first. STEM has not been branded in the right way. It should be so much more than only attracting a microscopic pool of STEM smart and confident students, primarily boys, by the way, who are already well-versed in STEM subjects and are studying STEM in school. As Ayanna said, everyone can and should learn the basics. From there, some will become STEM experts, but not everyone, and that's okay. We can all learn the fundamentals so that we can recognize opportunities to apply technology and data to advance our causes, whatever they may be. STEMbiotic Communities, Inc. strives to meet young people where they are and convey a message of STEM is for you too. And let's explore how STEM is and will be used in your passion areas and how it can better position you to pursue your areas of interest. If you want to be able to progress in today's and tomorrow's society, economy, and life in general, you have to develop baseline STEM knowledge and skills. Bottom line, plain and simple. So STEMbiotic Communities focuses first and foremost on communication and outreach, but that's not enough. We employ a model that enables us to go deep into local communities across the United States, working in partnership to make sure that every young person in middle school and high school is enrolled in a STEM-related curriculum that will enable them to develop STEM literacy. We also partner with schools and organizations that provide these curriculums and help them with their monumental challenge of scaling their STEM classes to ensure that every young person can and does participate in their STEM curriculums and programs.
To reach all young people, we must connect the dots between their passion areas and STEM. Tech must become cultural. Honestly, it would be great if role models and cultural industries partner with STEM organizations to make this information more accessible. If we showed that you could be an artist that simply knows how to code, or a chef, a music producer, designer, a photographer, a creative director that knew how to code, more people would imagine this skill could further their existing projects instead of being intimidating or thinking it's not relevant to their current skill set. It can't just be about filling more software engineering jobs. It has to be more about bringing people in so they could imagine how these skills could empower things they already love, projects they already love.
STEMbiotic Communities partners with local communities and gets to know the youth and available existing STEM programs serving the youth in the various communities. Then we design and execute communication and outreach programs that are effective. These programs result in students who never paid attention to STEM now understanding that STEM is for them too, and is an important part of their development to help them achieve their goals. We want to make sure that every young person is enrolled in one or more STEM class that will provide them with the basic STEM literacy to enable them to advance and achieve success in any field. Each young person must have the opportunity to thrive, in my opinion, meaning they prosper, contribute to society, feel happy, develop themselves, become role models, as well as help others to develop. I believe that by exposing young people to STEM, as well as traditional arts and humanities, so STEAM is alive and well for sure, we are creating an opportunity for young people to participate in the workforce of the future, pursue their dreams, empower themselves, as Ayana said earlier, and establish a compelling life legacy.
Whoa, so STEMbiotic Communities provides the communication and outreach to young people in local communities across the US. And it connects these people to STEM classes that can help them position themselves to accomplish their life's objectives, regardless of interest area. They can pursue the arts, sports, fashion design, or anything else and be prepared to become successful in the future by developing the foundational STEM knowledge and skills. How exciting! Ayana, any final words?
So I guess my final words would be that we just need to meet people where they are in order to connect them with STEM. And to every young person out there who's thinking about picking up this skill, it will only empower you in your community. It will only empower your existing passions by learning this new skill, by learning technology, by learning about data science. You have what it takes. You have what it takes. Learn the basics. Just start with the basics. Start online. Or if you have a local community organization that is offering STEM courses or computer programming or software engineering courses, sign up. And if they aren't offering those courses, ask around and see what it would take for them to offer those opportunities and those resources. But I guess my final words would be, you have what it takes, and it's applicable to any project you're currently working on or have been dreaming about.
My name is Anouk Pappers and I'm the founder of CoolBrands People. One of the many ways I look to inspire is by sharing the inspiration I find when talking to remarkable leaders from all over the world.